Hey everybody, it's Doug Shelf with the Make Maine Your Home team over Remax Oceanside. In this week's episode, we're going to talk about the biggest fail that I've had in my real estate career. I don't know if it's the biggest fail, but it's going to be the coolest story. So let's do this. All right, everybody. Like I said, we're going to talk today about the biggest fail. And it's funny, I sit down here to do these videos. I'm handed pieces of paper with notes on them and all that stuff. And today is just, it has like 2 words on it. It just says biggest fail. But the biggest fail that I could think of was, I kind of tell you the whole story. It's pretty cool about my first deal that I've ever did in real estate. I was much younger than I am now. Hi everybody, I'm Doug Shelf. It was literally my first deal in real estate. And I had this great young couple who was looking at buying their first home. Honestly, I don't even know if they knew it was my first transaction or not. I had a great support system here at the office, and Vicki Kennedy, the owner of the office, really kind of helped me through a lot of my transactions back in the beginning. So I give her a lot of credit for that. But I remember, I was all excited, like, hey, I got a client, I'm going to show houses. First time home buyers, it was really great working with them, kind of help guide them through the process, as I'm trying to figure it out myself. So it's really interesting time in real estate when you do your first deal like that. We found them a property, great property. It was like perfect for them, a decent amount of land. They really liked to do some gardening. They liked a little bit of privacy, but wanted to be close to the town. So it was really like a perfect property. So we got them under contract. Geez, at the time, I think it was like, $150,000 house or something like that. And, they were all excited. And we went through the inspection process. And again, this was, my first time doing all this stuff. So we inspected the house, and there's a couple things that were wrong, with the house. We kind of came back to review a couple things. We did the inspection, then a couple days later, we needed to come back to check on a couple things. And the owner of the property was there with the listing broker. So it was like we were all there together, me, my buyers, the sellers, and the listing broker, which we normally don't, again, in hindsight, normally we try to avoid those scenarios. The conversation should just be between agents, normally. But there I am, first transaction, not really sure what to do, but I knew that we needed to get something for my clients. If I remember right, I think there was an issue with the boiler. It either needed to be replaced or like a decent amount of work needed to be on it. We were trying to figure it all out. So anyway, I didn't really know exactly what to do. So I started to negotiate with the listing broker right there with everybody around. I just started going back, what if we do this? What if we do that? No, we want this, I wouldn't say heated, but maybe even a little bit heated. The listing broker was a very seasoned broker, been around for a long time. She kind of stopped it all in our tracks and just said, hey, this is not how this should go. Why don't you take your buyer clients outside? Let me talk to the sellers, and we'll kind of go back and forth like that. So the rest of the negotiation process happened with, her running between, inside and out to talk to us. And, afterwards I was like, what a jerk I was just to start negotiating right there. It's like, what a crappy way to do it. So that was my biggest fail. And it's funny how something, as little as that, and it ended up working out. We ended up negotiating it. They bought the house. They still live in there now. And it's, they love it. I talk to them every once in a while, and they think it's great. But in hindsight, I'm just like, what a fail. I mean, I was just like, oh my God, negotiating this in that scenario just shouldn't have happened. That's not how things are supposed to go. It's supposed to be separated. Ideally, the buyer and seller don't really get together all that much, especially if there's a negotiation going on. It should be separated, agent to agent. I mean, all communications come from our clients, but we shouldn't be standing there with everybody. And that's one thing that came to mind when this piece of paper here came up and said, talk about your biggest fail. So I still think of that now, and it's like, what a good learning lesson, and I'm glad it all worked out, and they love the house. So this was really great. I'm glad that we got a chance to talk about this. We got some new brokers on our team, and we constantly talk to new brokers, and they often ask us what's one thing that we should watch out for? And that is still one thing that I talk to a lot of new brokers about. I'm like, look, keep buyer and seller away, especially when there's negotiations happen. I'm glad I learned it early on. It's really helped out a lot. So anyway, hopefully you liked the story. Comment below if you have any questions or comments. Would love to hear what you think of it. And remember, if you make Maine your home, you don't have to do it alone. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and one of these buttons over here. You get a lot of great information about real estate, the state of Maine, cool things to do, all that kind of stuff. And of course, if you have any questions at any time, comment below or hit us up on all social media platforms, and we'd love to help you out. And we love talking about Maine and real estate in Maine.